Well, the Newcastle Jets were on the brink in stoppage time against Macca last week, and then they found a hero in Brandon O'Neill, who breathed new life into their finals bid. Today, they simply must make the most of that second chance and attempt to set up a final day showdown with Sydney FC as they take on their bitterest rivals, the Central Coast Mariners, in what will be the 59th edition of the F3 Derby. So the pre-game formalities over. Here's the team news. Just the one change for the Jets from the side that secured that last gasp win against Macca. Joshua Sotirio replaces Costa Grozos, perhaps in part because he's made a habit of scoring against the Mariners. 6 goals in 15 matches, representing easily his best return against any opponent. Still no Manabu Saito, but a quirky bit of history for Thomas Aquilina, who becomes the first player to play for both clubs in the derby in the same season after his switch from the Mariners in the January window in a swap deal for James McGarry. Jason Hoffman standing by for his 28th F3 derby on the bench. Now the Mariners are unchanged. James McGarry didn't play for the Jets in those first 2 derbies, so loses out to Aquilina in the History Stakes. Jason Cummings loves this fixture. He has 5 goals in 4 matches against the Jets. Danny Vukovic, the only survivor from the first ever F3 derby at this venue. That was back in October 2005 during his first stint with the club. The Jets won 1-0 thanks to Franco Parisi. Youngsters Miguel De Fizio and Anthony Pavlicic are on the bench, the latter as goalkeeping replacements for the injured Yaron Souza. Blast on Sean Evans' whistle gets us underway. The most important derby in many a long year for the home side. Can they push on, or will the Mariners prove to be too strong? Andy Harper's alongside in commentary.
G'day, Simon. What a beautiful night for football. It was a bit of a threat earlier because of the rain that fell during the week. A bit of a downpour today, but the pitch has held up magnificently. The lines are bright. The players look brilliant and ready. Great crowd. Perfect weather, a lot to play for. Couldn't ask for much more, Simon.
I tell you what, Harps, it's a while since I've seen so many Mariners fans. They've almost filled those 3 bays on the far side of the ground, which is great to see.
Well, they got the memo. The team's back, big time, with a chance at the title.
They're looking to launch an attack here through Marco Tullio on the right. Are in pursuit, and they found Silvera with the cutback, which was dangerous. Swept away for now by Aquilina, and the Jets will look to make progress through Becca Mikkeltadze. Nectarios Triantis matched him stride for stride, and Mikkeltadze has remained down. Maybe just got a hand or an arm to the face.
Well, Sean Evans is the only one who's concerned about Becca Mikkeltadze, who was towelled up in that 1-on-1, the young Australian next to Nesta Triantis. Did a brilliant job.
Here's the cross that preceded that, Hubs.
What a lovely bit of work from Marco Tullio. Good defending from Newcastle, in fairness to them.
Square for Triantis. Ballards couldn't quite turn away from Piscopo, and the Jets will look to spring forward. Dane Ingham, who's got plenty of pace himself, into the box, squares it up, chance surely! Sotirio can only find the legs of Danny Vukovic. Big opportunity for Newcastle.
And this is the indication for Newcastle. If they can open up the field and get into a foot race, they've got some players with some blistering speed. And look at Ingham go, driving deep into the heart of the Mariners formation. Kaltak for once gets his legs all in knots. And the ball ends up at the far post with Josh Sotirio. And if he hits the roof of the net, the Jets are winning 1-0, or leading at least. But along the ground, you play Danny Vukovic in, he makes a good save, the keeper.
Now it's produced this corner, which Piscopo is going to take in front of all those travelling Mariners fans. Jenkinson looking to attack it. Yerman at the near post. Surely, yes! Forced over the line this time. Couldn't score first time around, but has, at the second time of asking, Joshua Sotirio. And the Jets have the advantage in the 9th minute. And he's done it again against his favourite opponents. 7 goals in 16 games now against the team from Gosford.
Well, that's a wicked corner, a lot of traffic, players contending. Mikkel Tadze with the glancing header. He scored the winner on the far post at that goal in the second instalment of the F3 derby. Now he delivers the ball to that far post, and it could have gone wrong for the Jets. Jenkinson was hovering and Sotirio making sure. And I don't think on the Harvey Norman replay if he's too worried if he took Jenkinson's head off. In the meantime, the goal is what counted, and the goal is what the Jets have got.
Piscopo. Something brewing here potentially. It's not a good ball from Piscopo. Heavy touch though by McGarry. Could open the door again. Sotirio. Corner ball.
Well, the first real period of transition, turned into one of transition, I should say. A couple of passes under hit, then the heavy touch from McGarry gave the Jets a second bite at the cherry. Pass forward wasn't aggressive enough. And there's just that first sign that the initial wave from Newcastle is just starting to peter a little bit. Of course, it's a big ask, probably too big an ask to expect players to go full throttle for the entire 90 minutes. The very second they back off, aggressive mindset, aggressive play, the Mariners will swoop and take advantage.
Well, the Jets have got a corner here. Piscopo towards Mikkel Tadze, again met it at the near post. And again, there are complaints about the attentions from the defender. Let's see if he's got a point.
Well, there was a potential skirmish between he and Tullio.
Cummings. Trantis moves it along quickly towards Kaltak. Has a look and pings it out towards Silvera. And it will reach Mariners winger. Off a touch from Aquilina. Still Silvera. Lashes it in for the equaliser. That is a brilliant goal from Sammy Silvera, because the angle was acute, didn't matter. Power and precision, and it's 1-1 against his former club as well, of course.
Well, Nectar Triandas hits a beautiful crossfield ball on the Harvey Norman replay, and Aquilina misjudges and then has a chance to bottle Silvera up against the byline, but he can't do it. And it might take you back to that two-stride and slide tackle earlier at halfway. Aquilina knows how difficult Silvera is. He doesn't have that luxury here. Silvera threads the needle. Really, no space in which to work, but that's utter athleticism. He drops the clutch and can't be stopped over 2 yards. Beautiful technique to keep the ball in playing distance, and the shot was an absolute fizzer into the far post.
And the chance of Mariners ringing out from that stand on the far side. Buoyed by Sammy Silvera's equaliser, but Ballard's had his pocket picked. This time it is a foul though, and Brandon O'Neill gets the derby's first booking. Just a little too eager there.
Well, heavy touch from Ballard.
Yeah, and the leg goes across. Yeah. It's fair enough.
It's been non-stop, and it's been excellent to watch.
Maybe just time for final Mariners attack. Gary taking his time with the throw. for a first half that has been fast and frenetic and fabulous to watch. Josh Sotirio with the opening goal for the Newcastle Jets in the opening 10 minutes as the Jets flew out of the blocks, but back came the Mariners and squared the ledger through the former Jets striker Sammy Silvera with a beautifully angled shot from the edge of the box. All to play for in the second half in Newcastle at the interval. It's the Jets 1, the Mariners 1.
Yeah, but they've given themselves hope with a very buoyant first half. Great start to that first half, which set the template. I'd say that as the half was drawing to a close, it was the Mariners who were the team looking most likely to win the football match. The break has given Newcastle, or both teams, a chance to reassess, and Newcastle a chance to get back into an ascendant position where they need to be. A draw is no good to them. It's win or nothing. Season's finished. 45 minutes to confirm that you're still in the race if you're a Newcastle Jet.
Confirmation of that change for the Mariners. Of course, a point wouldn't mathematically rule them out, depending on what happens elsewhere this weekend. That big last day showdown against Sydney FC to come. For the Mariners, going for second spot. They've got their own big last day of the season to come, of course, as well. Kalolo flicks it on, and Tulio. No offside flag. Brazilian will lift it in towards Cummings, just too far for him. Nisbet arriving. Newcastle in trouble. And eventually, I think, more by luck than good judgment, it came off Jenkinson into the grateful gloves of Michael Weir. Little scare for the Jets. Piscopo dancing through two defenders. Ignores Thurgate, goes back through O'Neill. Natta. Ingham, and he can motor Dane Ingham. Piscopo never really got hold of it, did he?
Well, what's ringing in my ears now is Roy O'Donovan at half-time asking for an end product from Reno Piscopo. Good raid again from Ingham, good signs for Newcastle. It's great space. Now, this is his canvas, Reno Piscopo. He's earned by a busy performance tonight.
It's his little flick, which again hasn't quite come off. 7 games with that groin problem. Reno Piscopo does have 4 assists, which is the most of any Jets player. Here he goes again. He has Sotirio on the right. Josh Sotirio, and Vukovic pours the ball over the crossbar.
Oh, that was better from Piscopo. Carried the ball, released it to give a well-positioned teammate an opportunity to strike a goal. And he really lashed it, didn't he? Josh Sotirio was bobbling and swirling. Vukovic just sticking his hands towards the ball, and the deflection goes to safety. Well, Bekami Kantata is in the top couple of Newcastle players. And if you're right about his shoulder, there's something that's stopping him from really igniting this place, and his team needs him, and if he is physically a passenger at the moment.
Here's Silvera, fed by Tulio, still Sammy Silvera! It's a double for Sammy, and the Mariners hit the front in front of their adoring public. Newcastle Jets season right on the line now. But once again, a very, very tidy finish by Sammy Silvera.
Well, Aquilina beaten on the first touch. He couldn't put it with him in the second. Jenkinson's overcommitted. Beautiful slot. It's a haymaker from captain Matt Yerman on the Harvey Norman replay. He's done 3 with 1 run, and then Michael Weir, the goalkeeper, for good measure. He's in great nick, Sammy Silvera, and he's destroyed the Jets down their left-hand side, just destroyed them.
And I tell you what, some credit too, not just for the finish, which was tidy enough, but that assist from Marco Tullio. We saw one a couple of weeks back against Western United that was exquisite, and that one wasn't bad either, to release Silvera.
Beautiful. I mean, he can play, Tullio.
Well, they've got to throw the kitchen sink at the Mariners now. Here's Piscopo, no foul, edge of the box by Steele. Silvera brings it clear. It's a lovely feint which has attracted the attentions of Brandon O'Neill, who's already in the book. Second yellow card, hero 1 week, villain the next. He kept their season alive last week against the Bulls, but now that challenge on Silvera means that the Jets must play the last half an hour a man short.
Well, you're sitting on a yellow card, you just can't even afford.
Well, you talk about tactics, boys. Sometimes it's just about personnel. I think Steele coming on in midfield with Nisbet has changed the game in Mariners' favour completely. The energy seems to be sucked out of the stadium here, and the Jets are really on the back foot now.
Tullio, what a save by Michael Weir to keep the Jets' season alive. That is top draw from Michael Weir.
Oh, there's a heavy clash. A great cross from Nkololo. Lovely header. And it is clashed head-on into the post.
The ball's almost behind him, Harps. That's an extraordinary
save. It really
save.
is, Simon. It really is. It's great football, actually, all round. What a superb header, actually, from a standing start from Tullio. We are very brave. Look at that. Wow.
Kaltak, what a ball. What a ball from Kaltak. And Roux is away down the right. Cummings on his own, top of the box. And Tullio trying to place it. And a throw from Weir. It's not done his team any favours whatsoever. McGarry, sprightly enough at the moment. Oh, and it breaks here for Tullio. That'll do it, surely. Marco Tullio, who assisted the second, now scores the third. His work goes underreported, but not undervalued by those Mariners fans. And 3 points looming now for Nick Montgomery's team.
Well, what a disappointing way for this match to unfold for the home team and the fans who turned up. It's really quite poor defending on the Harvey Norman replay. I mean, the release out of the goalkeeper, Weir went straight to a Mariner, and then they've just virtually walked it in with so much to play for. Hope evaporating for Newcastle. Leading 1-0, now trailing 3-1, and finding it very difficult to land a blow at all. Here comes Bahaja.
Well, to be fair, there's a touch of good fortune in terms of McGarry's assist. It's played onto his right foot. Nicol-Tanta, that's clever. Aquilina in behind! There should have been some hope there for the Jets, but it's not to be.
Well, to make things interesting, and Aquilina in on goal. Danny Vukovic, and Kaltak's recovery is imposing, but still there was a gateway to the goal there for Aquilina.
Here's Ingham. Bahaja has pace, of course. Triantis trying to stay with him. Bahaja! A matter of centimetres.
Well, good run. This is what was foreseen. Bahaja in some territory. pinning his ears back and going for goal, just wide.
Steaming forward is Jenkinson. It's beyond Bahaja. And Mikkel Tadze. Well, that was inventive. And it nearly paid off. And the 10 men of the Jets are starting to throw a few punches, which they have to.
Yeah, certainly. Just a stretch from Triantis teeing it up for Mikkel Tadze acrobatically.
Rozos, no way through. Nisbet is Cummings onside here. Jenkinson trying to stay with him. It's England against, well, Scottish born. And Cummings draws the contact, the foul, and the colour of the card is red. And the Jets' season is going to end in abject misery, down to 9. Always the danger, of course, when you're trying to push men forward, try and get a goal to get back in the game, and leave yourself exposed.
Well,
it's clear as day.
Totally. I mean, the referee, red card's the only option, Carl, with a plaintiff point to another defender who was going to cut off the route to goal.
Maybe time for one final attack. Dane Ingham is all alone. He's going to get a corner. Is there going to be enough time on the clock to take it? The last knockings of the Jets' bid to reach the finals. Rozos with the corner. And Vukovic with the take. And Sean Evans says that will do. The cheers are from those in yellow and navy. It's the Mariners who march on. Home final confirmed. Second spot, there's for the taking. A couple of goals for Sammy Silvera. One for Marco Tullio, who had an assist on a very good night for him as well. And all that after a really good start for the Jets on this night, which was essentially their grand final. Josh Sotirio putting them in front, but in the end the Mariners ran over the top of them. Brandon O'Neill and late on Carl Jenkinson both sent to the dressing rooms. Josh Sotirio substituted, Archie Goodwin unused. And the bonus for the Mariners is that they finish off the Jets campaign, which will again end in disappointment. They will miss the finals for the 5th year in a row and for the 12th time in the last 13 seasons. But the Mariners, only blue skies ahead. Anything is possible from here. Full time at McDonald Jones. Newcastle Jets 1, Central Coast Mariners 3.